Welcome to the Austrian German tutorial. In this tutorial, we're going to check out 10 Austrian sayings and translate them one-to-one into English. First, I present the literal translation. Second, the Austrian saying in German. And finally, the actual meaning of the phrase. For example, we cover Mein Englisch ist nicht das Gelbe vom Ei. This is my wurst. This is nicht my Bier. And so on. See you after the intro. The learning goal of this Austrian German tutorial is to understand the usage of 10 Austrian sayings and what they really mean in English. Let's start with the first saying. My English is not the yellow of the egg. My English is not the yellow of the egg. So it sounds a bit strange, doesn't it? The literal translation would be Mein Englisch ist nicht das Gelbe vom Ei. In dialect, mein Englisch ist nicht das Gelbe vom Ei. The actual meaning goes like this. My English is not very good, or my English is not the best. Nicht das Gelbe vom Ei means not very good or not the best. Our second saying is often said after the first one we just covered, namely, but it goes. But it goes. The literal translation would be aber es geht. Mein Englisch ist nicht das Gelbe vom Ei, aber es geht. The actual meaning is, but it is okay. It's okay, it's alright. Now let's turn to our third saying on our list. That's me sausage. That's me sausage. Any wild guess what that could be? The one-to-one translation would sound like that. This is my wurst. This is my wurst. This saying is very common in Austria. And the actual meaning is, I don't care. This is my wurst. I don't care. If you're interested in more ways to say I don't care in Austrian German, please check out my video about it. Now let's check out the fourth saying. I think I spider. I think I spider. It's again a strange saying, isn't it? The literal translation is Ich glaube ich bin. Ich glaube ich bin. And the actual translation is I think I'm crazy. I think I'm crazy. So ich bin, I'm crazy. Talking about crazy, there is another important Austrian phrase about craziness. That is a crazy sense. That is a crazy sense. It sounds awkward, I guess. The one-to-one translation is this is a Wahnsinn. This is a Wahnsinn. Wahnsinn is very important in Austria, you hear it all the time. It has a lot of meanings, from crazy to absurd and awesome. It's a bit like oder. Maybe I should make a video about it to show all the meanings of Wahnsinn. Number 6 of our sayings is a rather long one. You can smear that in your hair. You can smear that in your hair. The literal translation, das kannst du dir in die Haare schmieren. Or in dialect, das kannst du in die Haare schmieren. Any idea what that could be? The actual meaning in English is you can forget about it. So in die Haare schmieren, you can forget about it. Number 7 of our sayings. What I don't know doesn't make me hot. What I don't know doesn't make me hot. The one-to-one translation would be something like Was ich nicht weiß, macht mich nicht heiß. Was ich nicht weiß, macht mich nicht heiß. Was ich nicht weiß, macht mich nicht heiß. There are several variations. The actual meaning is what I don't know won't bother me. What I don't know won't bother me. Now let's turn to our 8th saying on our list. That is not my beer. That is not my beer. The one-to-one translation is Das ist nicht mein Bier, this is not my beer. The real meaning is, that is not my concern or responsibility. In English you might say, this is not my cup of tea, for instance. This is not my beer, that's not my concern. The 9th saying is the following one. That's where the dog is buried. That's where the dog is buried. The literal translation is, da liegt der Hund begraben, da liegt der Hund begraben. Any idea what that could be? The real meaning is, that's the root of the problem. Da liegt der Hund begraben, that's the root of the problem. Number 10 on our list. You always have to add your mustard. You always have to add your mustard. Any wild guess what that could be? The literal translation in German or Austrian German, du musst immer deinen Senf dazugeben. Du musst immer deinen Senf dazugeben. The actual meaning is, you always have to give your opinion or input, even when it's not necessary. So den Senf dazugeben, to give your opinion, even when it is not necessary. Summing up, we can say that there are many Austrian sayings that are impossible to understand if you translate them one-to-one or literally. Now I want to ask you, what is your favorite saying in Austrian German? Please tell me in the comments below. Above all, I hope I could give you a little insight into some important Austrian sayings. For further tips and tricks about Austrian German and its pronunciation, I can recommend my podcast Austrian Accents and Dialects, in which I try to sum up the most important aspects of Austrian German, and especially when it comes to pronunciation. Thanks a lot for watching the Austrian German tutorial. See you in the next video. Have a nice day. Auf Wiederschauen, Servus und Baba.